What's up, my friend? Abbie here, and welcome to 2022. It's a new year, and you know what that means. It's time to make your author dreams come true. No more putting off those revisions. No more procrastinating. Researching that novel you want to write. No more hesitation and second guessing that manuscript that you have been dying to publish. 2022 is the year to get your writing act together. And luckily, I am one of the most obsessive planning type A writers I know, so I am here to help. In this video, we are going to talk about how to achieve your writing goals and make your author dreams come true in 2022. Don't worry, I'm not going to freak you out with any sort of obsessive planning method and calendar blocking and all of that, because I realize that is not everyone's thing. So instead, I'm going to share my best tips that you can implement no matter what type of planner you are, so that at this time next year, you can look back and say, wow, I made it happen.
Why does your story matter? Good question. What if I told you that there's a science behind every great story? I don't just teach you how to write. I teach you how to change the world with your story and make your author dreams come true.
Okay, first things first. Ask yourself, where do I want to be at this time next year? Your goals for your writing career should be based on your own dreams and your own desires, okay? Not based on anybody's expectations of you or anybody else in the writing sphere, any writer you look up to, any author that you are trying to emulate. You should not be comparing yourself to anybody. You can use sources like this as inspiration, but don't compare your goals to somebody else's goals. Every individual writer is unique. You are on your own unique journey, and your goals are going to look drastically different from other writers' goals, okay? Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20, or don't compare your chapter 20 to somebody else's chapter 45. I don't mean actual chapters in a book. That's probably confusing because we're all writers here. Metaphorical chapters in life. So that being said, grab a notebook or a planner or whatever you like to write out your thoughts and your plans and your dreams on, and just write down all of your writing dreams, all of your writing goals for your entire writing career, okay? What is your ideal? What do you want your writing career to look like? Start writing down this list of things, and don't worry, you're not going to try to achieve all of it this year. That's not the goal here. The goal is to sketch out a big picture of what you want your writing career to look like. You're going to take the first step. You're going to start, or if you've already taken the first step, if over the past few years you have been taking steps, this year you are also going to make major progress on your writing goals, and it starts with looking at the big picture. This is my favorite part of the planning process because it's the moment when you can be super ambitious and dream big, shoot for the moon, just have a fun time visualizing what your author career is going to look like. But then we get to step 2, which is the not so fun part, and that is setting realistic goals, making sure your goals are realistic and that you can actually achieve them in this 1 year time frame. I'm a very ambitious person, which is a good thing most of the time, but also can be a bad thing. When I overestimate how much I can actually do and end up not accomplishing all of my goals, I sometimes feel like I failed myself, or like I failed in general, just because I didn't accomplish everything I wanted to accomplish. I only got so far, I only did so much, and that can really take the joy and satisfaction out of the act of accomplishing those things that you did make progress on. What I've learned over the past few years is there is no rush. Literally, there's no rush. When it comes to ambitious projects, which, let's face it, every writing project ever is ambitious. Whether you're writing a novel, editing it, or publishing it, whatever you're doing, or completely different form of storytelling, screenplays. Projects like this take time. They're probably going to take more time than you are estimating right now. So give yourself more time than you think you'll need. You will never regret giving yourself more time. Seriously. If you have the freedom to call your own shots and choose your own deadlines, don't put unnecessary pressure on yourself. You'll take the joy out of the journey, and the quality of your work might also suffer. Number 3 is develop a system to make your goals happen. Goals are fantastic, but without a system, they're just essentially a wish written down on a piece of paper. You need an action plan. How are you going to make this happen exactly? How much time are you going to set aside every single day or every single week this year to work on this goal? There's a great quote from the book Atomic Habits that goes, "You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems." Which makes sense because a system is what produces results. A goal doesn't produce anything, it just inspires you. So figure out your system. Figure out how much time you're going to actually spend working on this goal, working towards this dream. And if you feel overwhelmed by the big picture, by the goal, you're not alone. I would recommend breaking it all down into tiny, tiny steps. And you can do this using the method that I like to call my hierarchy of goal focus. And basically it's just a way to see the big picture. So your purpose in life can be broken down into various missions, and those missions are likely the umbrellas over your individual goals. But in order to achieve your goals, they have to be broken down into action steps. And each of those action steps are probably pretty daunting, which means you have to break down those even further into tasks. So when you're working on a task, it might feel pointless and kind of boring and tedious, but you can draw back and look at the big picture. You can look at how the tasks are what make the action steps happen, and the action steps are what make the goal happen. And the goal is part of your mission, and the mission is part of your purpose in life. Boom! So long story short, make a system that works for you, but set the goal, figure out the action steps, and break the action steps down into tasks that you can manage on a daily basis. My 4th tip is to find yourself an accountability partner. Don't just announce your goals and your plans to your social media following. Okay, get an actual real life person that you can talk to, that you can have communication with, somebody who can call you or text you or actually sit down with you and ask you about your progress that you're making on your goals. Because I mean, let's face it, nobody is even going to remember what you posted on social media a month from now. They'll be like, oh yeah, I think you mentioned something about that. A couple months from now, they totally won't remember. So that's no accountability. But if you have a friend in your life, a person who can check up on you and see how it's going, and you know they're going to be communicating with you about this, that really helps to keep the focus. Even better if you can share your work or your progress with this person and actually show them the progress that you've made. This is a huge part of what motivates me and keeps me writing. And a lot of you guys know my main accountability partner is my sister Kate, and she is also a writer. She also has a fantastic YouTube channel, which we do podcasts on her channel. So if you haven't seen that, go follow her. What are you doing with your life? Anyway, she's also my accountability partner, and it helps me so much to not only stay motivated, but to keep writing, because even if I just work on a piece of a chapter, I know that if I finish this chapter, I can share it with Katie and I can get her feedback tonight or whatever. And that just motivates me so much more to finish what I'm doing, finish what I started, and have results, have something I can hold in my hands and share with somebody. So look for an accountability partner. You might already have a person in your life who would be the perfect accountability partner. You just don't even know it. And finally, number 5, celebrate milestones. Don't wait until you reach the finish line to celebrate how far you've come and feel that sense of satisfaction. Okay, when you make significant progress towards your goal, reward yourself, because every step you take brings you closer to your dream life. It's important to recognize the hard work you have done and celebrate the progress that you've made and not put happiness off until the finish line. That is a surefire way to create a toxic habit of moving the goalpost on yourself. Don't do that. Just don't. Life is a journey. Your writing career is a journey. You will never reach a point where you've done it all. So start enjoying it now. If you don't enjoy it now, if you're not having fun now, spoiler alert, you're never gonna enjoy it. So be nice to yourself. Celebrate the little wins, those little accomplishments along the way, because that's really all this is. You're making progress, you're meeting goals all the time. They might not be the big overarching goal, but they are little goals and each one is a step in the right direction. Okay, boom, that's it. Those are my best tips for how to achieve your writing goals in 2022 and make your author dreams come true. I can't stop saying that. It rhymes. It's so perfect. It's so fun to say. Comment below and tell me, what are your writing goals for 2022? I would love to hear all about them. I'm going to be making a writing vlog pretty soon, a couple weeks, and you'll be seeing some of the progress I'm making on my writing goals this year. I'm super excited for everything that's coming, and I cannot wait to share all my ideas with you guys, all of the new content I have planned, so stay tuned for that. Smash that like button if you liked this video, and be sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, because I post writing videos every single Wednesday, and I would love to have you here in the community. If you found this video valuable, hit the super thanks button below, or check out my Patreon, which is where we go beyond videos and take storytelling to the next level. The Patreon community is not only the best way to support what I'm doing here on YouTube, but it's also the only way to connect one-on-one with me and get better guidance and advice on your story. So go to patreon.com/Abbie Emmons and check out all the awesome exclusive content I have over there for you. Until next week, my friend, rock on.
It's so much easier to get into that headspace, I find, when you are spending a lot of time pondering your story throughout the day. When you're doing other things, menial tasks or driving or doing something that doesn't require a lot of thought. Obviously, don't get distracted while you're driving, but